typical group homes, when agencies operate group homes, the funding that the state pays for that also includes, or the funding also includes the cost of care or room and board. So in other words, the group home, the individual and the state will pay a portion of the room and board, the food, the rent, to the provider. So the provider is the landlord. The provider is kind of the overall seer of the services. This model is different because the individuals pay directly for the housing. They pay for their food. They pay for that. The state doesn't really get involved in that. So it's a cleaner model that separates that housing and other services from the actual services. So if Charlie or his family or other people's family aren't happy with the service provider, they still have their home. They can say, okay, Jubilee, I'm not happy with you. Well, I want another provider to come in here. I know that's not going to happen because Jubilee provides great services. So, but
I meant when I said earlier, I think a good day at work is a day you learn something. And so what you can't tell is just how much my brain has been spinning in a positive way since we got here. I have been working in the field of aging for a long time. I feel like I'm an advanced beginner when it comes to disability work. I describe it as turning it, like you turn the TV on and you're halfway through a television show, which I hate to do, but I actually, in this conversation, feel like I can figure out the plot, and I'm halfway in, and then we can kind of catch up and do this work together. So I just want to thank you. I mean, I think differently, or I'm learning more about how to think of housing and services, and I, by default, refer to my work in the field of aging. What we've done with people with disabilities and older people is I'll send them all away. And for seniors, because they have assets. Because they have assets, they're on different path. Because we have had providers build them houses called nursing homes and get paid for doing both. And you don't know, but I've been saying for years that the first thing that someone pays for in a nursing home is room and board. It's like most seniors had a place to live. They needed services. So continuing to think differently about housing and services, that's what that model is. And every time I learn more, I think more about how we can sort of advance better policy for the benefit of